All right, welcome back, everyone, to Nerd Rage. I'm Bob Rivers.
Adam OS.
And we are back this week with a bunch of topics to talk about.
I would hope so, or this would be a really boring show.
Yeah, it really would. I'm not going to lie.
It'd just be us kind of doing this.
Yeah, just staring and shaking our heads.
Just wondering what you're doing.
Dead silence. That'd be good. That'd be great.
Crickets.
So I do have an awesome, well, it was kind of an awesome story, I guess. Depends on what your definition of awesome is.
Yeah.
I went out on a date last night.
Ooh, well, that's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
We go out.
Strong.
You know, what can I say? I do what I can. Just big pimping in Sioux Falls here.
That's how we do.
Yeah.
Been pimping since pimping's been pimping.
I guess we have been. I have no idea.
Carry some baby powder in your back pocket.
So when I ask, where do you want to go out to eat? She said, let's go to an Indian restaurant.
She made a decision?
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Keep her.
Not bad. So let's go to an Indian place. Okay, let's go to an Indian place. I can handle some spicy Mexican. I can handle some, spicy food in general. All right.
Yeah.
This must have been on a completely different level than anything else in the world. All right. So we get there, and the guy, the lady, the waitress, is what they are. That she comes up and goes, "Hey, this is the chef. Each chef has his own specialty of spicing things, I guess. I don't know. On a scale of 1 to 5, how spicy would you like it?" And I felt safe at a 2.
Okay.
2
out of 5. Yeah.
It's not even half. Not even half. So I order that, and it comes out, and I go and I take a bite into it. And it was just like taking a charcoal briquette, and just putting it in my mouth. It was so freaking hot. It was so absurd. So absurd. I couldn't do it. I ate 2 pieces of my fish, and they were tiny, tiny little pieces. I couldn't do it. She comes up and she's like, "Oh, is everything okay?" And I'm like, face is red, watery eyes. Just
what do you think?
Just like a huge bitch. It was horrible. Oh man, the food, it tasted good. It was just overbearing. And then she's like, she says, Are you getting used to it? Why haven't you gotten used to it yet? I was like, because it's on fire.
Right.
If you lit yourself on fire, you wouldn't just get used to it eventually.
Why are you running away?
Yeah.
Why aren't you used to it yet?
Yeah, exactly. So, oh man, great date, great time, awesome night. The food, whatever. If you like it, if you like spicy food, go for it.
Right.
But
still, 2 out of 5, I don't think it should make you do that.
No, not at all.
Especially someone who is, adaptable to eating, spicy foods.
Yeah.
Someone like me, I can't have any, so I'd order a 0.
Yeah.
But not you. You're like, okay, I can have some hot sauce at Taco Bell. Okay,
absolutely.
so 2 sounds, legitimate.
Right.
Yeah. That's...
God. But no, it was good. It was a good time. I don't know. That was the highlight. That was the highlight of my week. The rest was just day job stuff, boring crap.
Well, actually, for those who aren't familiar with our old podcast, I'd like to bring back Awesome or Asshole.
Awesome or Asshole.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We really don't have a jingle for it yet. So if you guys can do jingles, we would love an Awesome or Asshole jingle. That'd be great. But what it is, it's where, it's like I always get into these situations, we'll call them, where I do something and it's arguably me being an asshole or being awesome.
Yeah.
And it varies on people. And sometimes it's a 90% to 10%, sometimes a 50-50.
Yeah.
So it makes for a good story. So
all right, so what do you got this time? What predicament did you find yourself in?
Okay. So the quick background of it is where I go for my medical treatment, there's a parking garage.
Uh-huh.
And it's one of those things where you push the button, you get the ticket.
Yeah.
You charge by the hour. It's $1 an hour. You pay the guy and you leave.
Is it the bullshit where you got to pay at the machine before you even get into the garage?
No,
oh, God, I hate that shit.
Oh, those are horrible.
That's horrible.
Anyway. But no, this is when there's a guy in a booth. You hand him the ticket. He runs in and goes, "You owe me $1."
That's old school, bro.
Okay. But it's pretty basic. And usually I'm in and out within the hour. So I always pay $1. Okay. Well, the last few years, it's just randomly been broken. It doesn't...
no ticket?
No structural damage, just a sign over top of it saying, no tickets, $2, no matter how long you're there.
Awesome.
well, if you're there for 10 hours. I'm like, well, that's double what I normally pay, so whatever. But it's been like 50-50 where like half the time there's a sign there and half the time the ticket thing works.
Okay.
So I went there 3.5 weeks ago. It was broken.
All right.
I go there 2 days ago. It's still broken.
Okay.
So I'm like, who doesn't fix this? This is this is Akron General. This is like the city hospital.
Yeah.
You
would think there's a guy that fixes things.
Right. It takes, I can't imagine more than a couple hours just to tinker with a little box, someone knows what they're doing. Okay, so fix the damn thing. So I get up to the guy and he's like $2. I'm like, I was only here for 45 minutes. I actually have proof. I'll just pay you the $1. He's like, no, it's a flat fee. I'm like, no, you guys are being Nazis. You're not fixing your machine purposely.
Yeah.
So you can charge me $2 instead of $1. He's like, well, no, we just charge everyone that. I'm like, no, I've been coming here for 8 years.
Yeah.
I've paid $1 every time. Your new little fancy method of putting a piece of paper over top of the button and making me pay you $2 is over. I'm like, I'm not doing this stupid thing anymore. He's like, well, no, we have to charge you $2. I'm like, how about I get out of my car and check to see if that thing prints me a ticket? He's like, well, there's no need to do that.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, oh, really? So if I get out of my car and go push that, it's not going to give me a ticket. He's like, well, just don't. I was like, okay. So I start getting out of my car. He's like, sir, it's a, like trying to stop me from getting it. I'm like, oh, so you're saying that your ticket machine is broke with the quotes, But if I get out of my car, it might actually print me a ticket, which means I'd only owe you $1. And he just kind of looked at me. I was like, here's your $1. He's like, no, he needs $2. I'm like, fine, then I'll just go get a ticket. And he's like, fine. Just give me the $1.
What? Dude,
right?
You called him out.
I called him out on his shit. And he took the $1 and raised the gate. And, now I shortened the story. I was there for like 5 minutes arguing.
Oh, yeah.
But, my point was that I think they're doing it on purpose. So I think I was awesome defending my things where someone's like, well, you're the asshole who's just giving that guy a hard time doing his job.
No, with the said evidence, no, that's definitely awesome. If anybody thinks you're an asshole for that.
3.5 weeks later, you haven't fixed your machine.
Exactly.
And this has been going on for the last 2 years where it'll be broken for a couple months.
Yeah.
Then it'll work for a few months. Then it's broken for a couple months. And I think it's just like them saying, well, we're not making enough money, like their quota this month. So slap the sign on there and start charging everyone $2.
I fail to believe that a hospital, especially as big as that one, is failing to make money.
And here's the other crazy thing. When I was in the actual hospital, this is one of those buildings that are just like right next to the hospital, but it's all one thing.
All right.
My mom came to visit me in the morning, and the machine had just broken that morning. Okay?
Yeah.
So then she came to visit me at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was fixed.
Interesting.
Right? Like, yeah.
So do you think it's only broken during peak visiting times?
I'm just saying a building owned by the same corporation, a stone's throw away, fixed their machine within a 6-hour time period. But then the one right next to it, 3.5 weeks later, still, it's just magically broken.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't like it. Again, I'm against like big giant corporations picking on little people for all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah, I can't condone them doing that. And
I'm on a limited income. It's like I don't want to pay you $2 because you just feel like screwing me over.
I was gonna say you were an asshole up until the point where you called him out his bluff on it. You're like, I will get out of my car and go print a ticket, and he goes, no, no need to do that. I was thinking like, dude, that's kind of a dick move.
I was gonna give it up, and it just came to. I don't know what happened. It just came to me. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get out and print a damn ticket.
Yeah.
Luckily, I did.
So now every time, just hit the button anyway. See what happens.
I've always wanted to do that because there is a big red button on the side for emergency, and I know it works because one time a guy wasn't there, and they had a sign that says just hit the red button, and put your ticket in, and it was free because the guy, I guess, had to leave or whatever.
Yeah.
So I hit the button, the thing goes up. It makes me just so much want to like go up to that guy and just give him like a piece of paper so he looks at it and starts reading and just hit the button and go.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, that's my week for you.
Yeah, that's crazy. The things we get ourselves into, I guess. I have no idea.
Well, you want to talk about getting themselves into things?
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a big one, and especially knowing me and my love for Nintendo,
Yeah.
I think it's the best gaming systems, gaming company. They're just number one on my list. This, though, really grinds my gears, brings my piss to a boil.
We're grinding gears now.
Some other witty little anecdote, but they call it the Nintendo Partnership Program.
Okay, that sounds friendly.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like, partnership.
Hands around America.
Like, I'm with Nintendo.
Yeah.
But, okay, so I have to do a little backstory. When you post a video on YouTube and you get a royalty for it, like you see an advertisement at the beginning, that's a royalty, meaning whoever put that video there is getting part of the payment.
Yes.
And so is YouTube. And what it's set up is it's 40-60. 40% goes to YouTube, 60% goes to you. So if the guy pays $10 every time someone watches your video, 10 cents per view.
Yeah.
They get their advertisement on there. 4 cents goes to YouTube, 6 cents goes to you every time.
Okay.
And that's how people make money. Well, Nintendo Partnership Program is now adding a third party to that. So what they're saying is, anytime you show something Nintendo related, we want 30 to 40% of that.
No.
So
that leaves you with 10%.
So now it's 40% YouTube, 30 to 40% Nintendo, and then 20% you.
Oh, dude. But that's only saying that if it's Nintendo though.
You ready for the kicker too?
What?
They use the word arbitrary, meaning at any point they can change this. So they can watch your video and go, you know what? We want all 100% of that. So it's 40 YouTube, 60 Nintendo, 0 you.
So why then? What's giving Nintendo the right then to judge who, like, what makes it? Or
that's the big fight. I know where you're going with it. Technically, they have every right to do this. It's copyright. It's material that they have copyrighted and are giving you permission to use to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they don't have to do that. Kind of like if you were an artist who made a CD, a musical CD.
Okay.
And I wanted to play your song on my thing to make money, you're going to want your cut.
Yeah.
Well, so does Nintendo.
Okay.
So
that's fair
enough.
enough.
There's a fairness to it. But then, this is where you start to hate Nintendo. Okay? You have two choices.
All right.
One, you can apply each video for rights. Meaning, like, every video, yes, you submit it. Now, it takes 3 days for them to view it, and then they give you a verdict. So, they say yay or nay.
Okay.
And then they tell you how much of their arbitrary percentage that they want from each
So they can
video.
do it. They can change. It's not just a broad spectrum change then. It's like they can do that on an individual video basis. You could submit them 10 videos and they could take a different percentage of each one of those 10 videos.
Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
What?
So there's no 30 to 40. What they say, that's like they released something saying we want 30 to 40% is arbitrarily.
Ah, man.
So it's like, why even give me a percentage? Okay? And then here's your second choice. This is insane. You can do your entire channel. So then what they do is they say, okay, well, you don't need to give us every video. All we'll do is take 30 to 40% of everything you make.
What?
Whether it has Nintendo in it or not.
Hell no.
But then you don't have to then you don't have to submit each video. They don't care what you do for the rest of your existence.
For ease of convenience.
Yes. Now that's good for people who
Nintendo.
Now here's the pro and con though. People who only make Nintendo videos, like they only do Nintendo Wii, that's a great deal. It saves everyone a bunch of time, just go, whatever I make, you can have your cut of it, let's not deal with the crap of every video waiting 3 days.
Yeah.
But to anyone else, that's bullcrap. Like if I do a review of a Sega game, Nintendo gets cut. If I do a review of my left butt cheek, Nintendo gets 30% of it.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Like, what makes you think that that's okay?
It makes no sense.
So then what's going to leave people is the first choice.
Yes.
Send in every video. Here's what sucks about that. Okay, first off, they can say no. They can just outright say no. So all your hard work, gone.
Yeah.
Gone. And the only thing you can do to not have Nintendo jump in on it is you have to have no footage. So if I have a video saying this game is the greatest game ever,
but I can't show it to you.
That's the end of video. I can't prove it to you. So that sucks. But then the big one is it's the ethics in journalism that's being affected. Because essentially what's happening is I'm sending a video to Nintendo. And if at any point I say, well, I don't like what's going on, this slanders Nintendo, no.
Yeah.
So you have to pretty much be.
You have to kiss their ass. You have to kiss Nintendo's ass, or else you probably are not going to make it out on YouTube with that video.
Or they're going to say we want 100% of your revenue. You can post this, but we get all the money.
Man.
So you're under their rules.
From an asshole's perspective, though, that's a smart idea. I guess they can do it, so why not? But from the consumer side, where we actually live. That's a really messed up thing to do.
Well, why people are in such an uproar, and I'll replace the word people with YouTubers. Why YouTubers are in an uproar is because it's beneficial to both parties. I am making a video of your product that's advertising. If I have, let's say, 2 million subscribers, there are people out there with millions of subscribers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay? And if I'd say
day.
I want to do a video on, let's just say Smash Bros.
Yeah.
I have 2 million people who are going to watch my video and go, I'm going to play that game because of me.
Yeah.
They might have had no intention on playing a Nintendo game ever in their entire lives. But because I said something, they're going to watch it. So it's not Nintendo, it's me. If I didn't put their video on my page, 2 million people wouldn't go out there and buy your product.
Exactly.
So it's there's a mutual benefit there. And what they're doing, though, is they're getting rid of that. There's going to be a lot of people who have 2 million subscribers and go, I don't want to deal with Nintendo's bullshit. Yeah. I don't want to pay them my money to promote their product. Screw them. Because if I have 2 million people buy a $60 game, do the freaking math.
Yeah.
Give me my 60 cents that I'm making so you can make millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. Screw you. Who are you to say I can't do that?
I don't know. I can't agree with it. I can't agree with it. As a person who just does, a person who's out buying the games and stuff like that and making videos as we do, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. You might be hearing the heating in my house. I have
star quality production, people.
Know, right? I have one of those really old school heaters where there's a vent in the middle of the floor and it sucks in the air and it's very loud.
Cold air intakes will get you every time. Well, let's get back to the world of gaming instead of home heating.
Well, it's one of my favorite topics, so excuse me for getting excited for a moment.
Unless everyone would like to learn about the schematics of his heating system. I think, all right, so PlayStation 4, I was telling you earlier, I got my tax return, so I'm a thousandaire for a day.
Gotta love that fake richness.
Dude. Oh, you have no idea. Okay, so I was thinking about getting a PS4. Mm-hmm. I know you gave me your idea about it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking still what I'm going to do. But I saw the special edition of the PS4, which looks just like the original PlayStation color-wise.
Yeah, it has the color scheme.
That flat gray and, the multicolored PlayStation symbol, which people, for some reason, freaked out about when the PS3 came out. And they're like, where is it?
Yeah.
And it's
I think it looks cool. It's a fun idea.
It is a fun idea. To bring it back, bring something like the newest thing back, take it to what it kind of looked like before, again, color-wise.
Yeah.
But the price of it is, I still don't. It's a little bit more than the original console if you were to get a regular PS4.
Yeah, special edition always is.
But you told me that you were online browsing and you saw one of these systems go for how much?
$128,000. That's 128 comma,
Yeah.
000.00.
Now, my question is, like, was it autographed by anyone
No.
famous?
No. What made it so expensive? It was okay. They made 12,300 of these.
Okay.
This was the first one. It was number one of 12,300.
Okay.
It has a little engraving on it. Special edition stuff usually does.
Yeah.
So it sold for that. It actually sold for yen. Some guy in Japan bought it, which came out to 15,135,000 yen.
That kind of math is impossible in my mind. So
people wonder why they see a Japanese game and there's like thousands of numbers everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, think of how they spend their money. What cost us 123,000 cost them 15 million.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, I guess, their culture.
The ratio, the exchange rate, I can't crunch those numbers. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, like what's your pain scale 1 out of 10? Okay, an 8. In Japan, it's like, what's your pain scale 1 out of like 72,000?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, my pain's at like 62,348.
Yeah, approximately.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, it's insane though that someone would spend, $128,000 on something that you can literally go out and spend $400 on and get the same thing. It's just a different color.
Right.
It doesn't look different.
It's about being number one.
But it doesn't look different. Like, it literally is just a different color. It'd be like, like if I painted those headphones blue, and instead of charging you $20, I charged you $20,000.
Yeah.
Because they're blue.
Yep. Well, but they would have been the first one. It's all about being number one. With some people, they're like, I have to have the first one. I have to do it. If I don't have the first one, then it's not worth getting.
Yeah, it's just getting out of hand.
That's a weird thing, though.
That's what's bothering me, is it's getting out of hand. Like, it's too much now. Back in the day, they had the same thing. This isn't new, but it was very rare still. Like,
very
the
rare.
Nintendo World Championships back in the 90s, they had 50 of the game, because if you were part of the championship, you got your own copy of the game. That's it.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't like any really special editions. There was like this kind of stuff where there's like a gold version,
and there was a gold version of the Nintendo console too. I guess wasn't there a special like Zelda edition of the Nintendo or something?
I'm not sure.
Didn't they do something like that? I could have swore I saw.
I have my own version.
Yeah, you did make yours. That is pretty. Sweet.
But it's not like this was like special either. They made just as many of these as they did the regular ones.
Yeah.
It was just, it's something cooler if you had the gold
exactly.
one. But it's like nowadays, there's just everything special edition. Like, you got, how many different freaking Nintendo DSs are there?
Oh,
like,
man.
you can't even sit here and compile the list.
Yeah.
So what's so special about it now? Like, okay, you have the Pokemon one. Well, good for you. I have the Zelda one.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. I have the, whatever one.
Yeah, I have the metallic blue one. Well, I have the gold one. Well, I have the metallic red one, and I have the purple one, and I have this.
So what's the special part now?
Yeah.
It used to be like, is yours gold or gray?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I want the gold one. But now it's like, there's nothing special anymore. And then people, when they collected, they had one of each. Like, I actually have one of each, where I have the gray one, and I have, just for collecting. There's no freaking way I'm going to be able to collect every Nintendo DS. I'm going to have an entire wall of my house dedicated to displaying all 5,000 different special editions and painting, So, like...
Well, again, it's just a way, it's a very simple way for these marketers to tap into that thing that's in people, that it's like, I have to have the special one. I have to be special. I have to... I can't understand it. I have no idea. I've never been that way.
Kind of like the participation award where everybody's special.
Exactly. Like the physical fitness test in grade school, the presidential fitness exam. Like, you still got a ribbon or a certificate saying you did it. It made no sense. But whatever.
You didn't get the Zelda one, but we're coming out with the special edition Pokemon. Yay!
Yeah, that makes up for it,
But like, what's happening though is these people are buying like 100 of them and then selling them for outrageous amounts of prices. Yeah. Like when these PS4 limited edition came out, I think they were like $2,000, which is still a lot. But you're buying a special edition.
Yeah.
If that's your thing, cool. But $128,000. That is...
I
It's
know.
a 64,000% markup. Like what?
My thing is like,
What?
if you have the money to spend on it, which I don't think I ever will, go for it. Good luck, or
But
congratulations and good
But
luck in your life.
At that
spending
point,
that much
though,
money on shit.
why do you need it? Like that's what I'm getting at. It's like, okay, it's cool to have a special edition. It makes you but it's getting so out of hand that the only people who can have special editions
rich.
now are the rich, because all these assholes are buying a chunk of them and then reselling them. And it's like,
that's not right at all.
and it's happening with like the amiibos or amoebas. Have you ever heard of these things? Like
What
these
is
little
it?
Nintendo figures.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know, like I'm not into the new school stuff, and it's really affecting me. It's these little like Nintendo figures, but
Okay.
like you attach them to your DS, and like you can train them to like play. So if I buy like a Legend of Zelda, like I buy a Link one, I attach it to my DS and I play against it, and it gets better and it levels up, and you can create this like computer opponent and like have it play other people, and it becomes its own like entity.
Okay,
It's kind of
interesting idea. A good idea.
But every one of them's limited. They only, like when they sell it, they only sell a limited edition of them, and you have to actually go to the store and purchase it, and they only allow one per residential address. So when you go in there, you buy it and you go, okay, this is my name.
So a
this
boy
is
and a
where I
girl,
live.
a boy and a girl in the same address cannot each have one.
Cannot have
The same one.
the same one.
Wow.
Or they have to come up with another address. But here's what some assholes are doing. In fact, there's one that actually has his own website, and he does it on purpose. He comes up with 100 different addresses and buys 100 of them, and then his specific thing is he's keeping them all because he doesn't think anyone deserves it.
What?
Right. Complete asshole.
He likes it
forget his
that. He likes it
name.
that much, huh?
It's not hard to find with a
What's
Google
wrong with
search.
these people? What's wrong with some of these people?
But he's not even the worst. I think the worst ones are the ones who come up with 100 addresses, buy them for $20, and then go, "Oh, you didn't get to buy it? Guess what? You can have it for $100."
Yeah.
now." And it's happening throughout the entire thing. It's like, if you remember when Xbox 360 came out, how many assholes bought like 5 of them, and then you saw them for thousands of dollars on eBay the next day.
I mean, granted, in the past couple weeks, I've heard some shit that would just be like, what? It would like it numb your mind. But like, dude, that is insane.
It is.
That's insane. It's so aggravating.
And it happens every time. Like, anytime you hear something special edition comes out, literally the next day you will see an article about some asshole
that did
ruining
that. Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Or even that day, I swear to God, there has been people selling pre-orders of it. So like,
what?
Yeah, so when there's a special edition, let's say like a Nintendo DS comes out with like our faces on it.
Yeah.
All right. Special edition, Nerd Rage podcast, okay? Well, people buy it ahead of time. And then on eBay, they sell that. They say, "I have one coming."
Oh wow, they're jumping the gun. That's
Start
great.
the bids now.
Okay.
So they're selling something they don't even have. Like, they've put in an order for and have no product, and people are still buying it because they don't have the chance to buy it anymore because these assholes pre-ordered 100 of them.
Yeah.
So, like, if I wanted one, if that asshole didn't exist, I'd have one.
Yeah.
But because that asshole exists,
you're
have
out,
one.
and now you got to pay.
And now
like
I have to pay the
more.
asshole. And see, it's getting out of hand, and it's to the point where like I don't even care anymore.
To get anything like that, yeah.
Special edition means nothing to me anymore, and I hope like that trend starts where people just don't care anymore because the only way to
will
get
always
it.
care.
Yeah, there'll always be some, but I think it's going to be less and less because this is just going to get more and more out of hand because it is. Every year, it's getting more and more out of hand where more like scalpers or whatever you want to call them, resellers, are buying more than the general public. So if there's 100 being sold, at least 50 are resellers and 50 are actually people who want it.
Yeah.
So then like next year it's going to be 60 over resellers, 40 are actual people. It's eventually going to get to a point where like they're going to come out with something and 100% is going to be resellers and no one's going to get anything unless they pay $1 million.
Yeah, and that would be absurd. I'd have to stop. I'd be out. Whoops. I'd be out completely at that point. This damn thing.
It's big and black, but it's still in the way.
It is. It always is. All right. Well, I want to dive into this because this is gonna kind of tick a nerve with our inner child.
Okay.
I think. Okay. And we talked about it the last time. Well, no, we touched on the re-release of the original Ghostbusters in the last podcast.
The re-release, yes.
The re-release, the 30th anniversary of it.
Oh, there's so many damn titles out there. Reboot, re-release.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's a freaking movie.
But they're doing the Ghostbusters, and it's a full female cast, and that is, I feel like it's getting a lot of shit because it's just females and nobody wants to accept that is the fact. Like that
they're hitting that straight feminism thing. Like, okay, girls, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, give it a shot. Mm-hmm. Just go see it because, who knows? They are funny. I've seen them do their thing, but I don't know.
Well, see, I'm on the fence because they actually released who the cast was just recently.
Yes, I did see that.
Okay, so I was familiar with 2, and I was not familiar with the other 2.
I was familiar with all of them, but I also watch the shows that they're on.
Well, yeah, if you watch Saturday Night Live, you know all these girls. Yeah. It almost seems like they casted it straight from that and Bridesmaids. Kind of seems like
they if
you're
them,
in Bridesmaids or Saturday Night Live, you're in. But okay, so the big one that everyone knows is Melissa McCarthy.
Yes.
Okay, The Heat. She was in that.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock,
that Tammy movie.
Bridesmaids. Yeah. Okay. So the reason I'm not excited about her is 'cause I don't like her comedy. Okay. She's one of those people that don't make good jokes. She just presents them well. Like she looks
Chris Farley
and acts funny. Yeah. Well, there's no content to the jokes.
Yeah.
So if you don't watch her do it, it's not funny.
Yeah. If you were to just hear it, you wouldn't get it.
So now we're replacing, because I always say there's quality humor in Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
There's quality to the jokes. The jokes themselves are funny.
Yeah.
So now we're replacing that with the only way I'm gonna laugh is
comedy.
because I'm watching slapstick.
Yeah.
It's turning from quality to slapstick with her. So then the next one is Kristen Wiig or Wiig.
Wiig.
That's such
Kristen
a dumb
Wiig.
last name. Why have 2 eyes? That's Wiig.
You can't knock her for having a.
It's Wiig.
You can't.
Your last name's Wiig. There's 2 eyes.
Oh, she
Live
can't
with
help
the
it.
shame.
She can't help it.
Change your name.
It's not her fault.
Okay. Well, anyway, she's another Saturday Night Live / Bridesmaids girl.
Yes.
But if you watch any of her characters in all of her movies, there's one character. She's like, what does they call that? Like cast typed or something? Typecast. Yeah, listen, switching words. Like dyslexia. All right, so she's typecast as this character.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's that character. She's the female Napoleon Dynamite, is what she is.
Kind of. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say she's goofy and I don't know.
Yeah, she can be, but she's typecast as that weird.
Yeah, the awkward.
Another one that doesn't have the content of the jokes, but you're laughing at the way she's
presented. Yeah,
acting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're 0 for 2. So that leaves then the 2 that I've never heard of, both in which are Saturday Night Live members.
Yes.
Okay. The first one's Leslie Jones. She's a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
But that's how she got famous and then got Saturday Night Live. So
all right.
Okay, I'm going to look up some of her comedy. She is the female Chris Rock, sorry. The female Chris Rock.
That can be kind of funny, though.
But way more ghetto. She's one of those black women that come in there and go, how are my women doing today? Snapping fingers and going, let me tell you. One of those people.
Okay.
All right. Aggressively black comedy.
Yeah.
I'm not racist here. I love all comedians, but then there's a line where it's too ghetto for me. It's too much.
Okay.
I just can't relate. I feel awkward just even by myself in the room. She's one of those comedians where you just feel awkward and you're like, okay, I can't do this. So God knows what she's gonna then bring. Think of that in Ghostbusters.
Are they gonna be like that? Are they
Chris
gonna be
Rock as a Ghostbuster?
That'd be great.
No.
Oh, that'd be so good.
No, we can't have that. So then, like, the fourth one is Kate McKinnon, I think is how you pronounce it.
I think she's hot. I'm going to toss that out there.
She's done absolutely nothing but Saturday Night Live, and then
Okay.
like Toy Story of Terror, which is voice acting.
Okay.
Okay. But you know what? She is the only one that I think deserves the role.
Okay.
Okay. Now she doesn't have much to go by acting wise.
Is it just because
Saturday Night Live.
Is it just because like kind of Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd came just from SNL?
No, it has
then-
nothing to do with her
Alright.
credentials. It has to do with her personality.
Okay.
She didn't have much to watch other than like interviews.
Yeah.
But like that's where you really see like how someone reacts, like their
Yeah,
personality.
yeah.
She is just that like regular comedian. Like
Yeah.
she's not crazy. She doesn't rely on acting goofy or weird to stress her comedy. She just is that. She reminds me of Bill Murray. Like when you watch
Okay.
a Bill Murray interview, he's just sitting there talking.
Yeah.
And he'll look at you funny and say something, and
Yeah.
it makes everyone laugh.
Yeah.
She has that same quality.
Okay.
So I can see her being a perfect fit for this. And I just wish that they did that instead of just picking like random females because of like what they did. I swear to God, they just like someone has a deal with Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
where
and
these
they're just
girls were
pulling-
picked. But like if they would have stuck with like the Kate McKinnon and gone, okay, who most represents this character? Like she's the Bill Murray.
I wonder if they're going to be like the daughters of the original Ghostbusters, because you have 3 white women and then a black girl, so it's like.
Yeah, so
I mean, Ernie Hudson. I mean, you got to do. I guess you have to acknowledge he was in the movie. Somehow.
Well, yeah,
I don't-
but, like,
if
I
they're going
don't
to go
think-
that route,
Leslie Jones, then, if she does what she's known for doing, which is
Well,
why
you
she was
can't.
casted,
you can't.
well, who knows? Who knows what they're gonna do?
Dude, if they have like an incredibly ghetto Ghostbuster in there, like I can see
Watch her
that'll
stand up.
fizzle out.
Watch her stand up and tell
Well-
me that doesn't scare you. Then that's gonna happen.
But it's all up to the producers. They're not going to be like, "Hey, Leslie, go ahead and just do whatever you want to do." They're going to be like, "We need the character to be like this."
yeah, but that's
And if
like,
you can't do it, then
but that's like hiring a baker to do surgery. Like they're good at something,
yeah.
so
Well,
they must be good at everything.
She's obviously good
No.
at improv, but they have to direct her to be like, okay, you can't get
Yeah.
incredibly ghetto on us. Keep
But that's what she's good
pull it
at.
back a
though.
bit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like if you're casting for Ghostbusters 3, this isn't like some stupid movie that came out of Sundance.
It could be.
Well, okay, bear with me. It's not. It could. It's Ghostbusters 3.
All right.
That'd be like having another Lord of the Rings movie or another Harry Potter. You can't
should.
screw
Let's do
that
that.
up. You're already on a pedestal. It's not like you're just coming out with some Sundance film that no one knows anything
Yeah,
about. It has
yeah.
no previous. No,
This has a
Ghostbusters 3.
Cult following.
You
Yes.
have to cast that,
Yeah.
right? You have to. You cannot mess this up. And I'm thinking with these people, what you said last week is going to come true. It's going to be female comedy. You have Melissa McCarthy doing her "I'm a badass female,
Yeah.
don't get in my way, this is my tude" comedy. Then you have Kristen Wiig doing that sad, pathetic
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig. Like how's it going to be a Ghostbuster? She's going to sit there with the protagonist and go, "Oh, there it is."
I don't know. I have no
what?
idea.
What?
Nobody knows.
And then Leslie Jones goes, "Oh no, you didn't!"
God.
Starts taking off her earrings and then shoots it with the proton. I mean, like, what is gonna happen? Like, why these girls? I would rather them have just picked random people,
Yeah.
and given someone else a shot to like.
Angelina Jolie.
Oh no,
and
no,
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh God.
Janine Garofalo and Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah.
Dude, Color Purple, man. That was groundbreaking.
No, I don't have my idea of who would be cast in this.
That's who I would say. I can't.
I was skeptical at first when I heard it was females.
Yeah.
This just made it worse.
All right.
For me.
Let's talk about making things worse. Let's talk about taking something that we really do love and people know and love, and let's talk about how the corporations can just crush it into the ground forever. And what
Okay.
I'm referring to is the Fantastic Four reboot.
Oh.
And you saw the trailer shortly before this, so it is fresh in your mind. I've watched it like 3 times now. I can't get over how dumb of a move this is. First off, I want to put
I'm collecting
Yes,
myself.
please
Okay,
do. And
yes,
everyone out there, please collect your thoughts as I tell you about this, all right?
Goose Fraba.
Yeah.
Goose
So you
Fraba.
remember years ago, Tobey Maguire was cast as Peter Parker in a little movie called Spider-Man.
I hate you, Fox.
Okay. Fox did that. He was responsible for Tobey walking down the street, shooting guns and dancing and jazz, and Fox did all of that. Fox completely butchered the whole entire Venom saga into literally a half an hour of a movie. That's unacceptable, first off. And then to say that he's going to team up with the Sandman of all the people, like you, just come on, dude. Just knock it off.
My least favorite was actually the second movie. If you
The second one, yeah.
If you take the time, like the minutes, like it's like, let's just say 110 minutes.
Okay.
10 minutes of it is fight scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, and the rest is just drama and bullshit.
It's Dr. Ox, like that was his like main villain. When I heard that movie was coming out, I was like, finally, they picked the right villain.
Yes.
This was huge. It has been a physical battle through the comics. A spider like this, they fought constantly. So I was like, okay, this is it. This is going to be my awesome, like, I always think of, like, The Matrix, where the first one told me the story, the second one gave me the action that I was waiting for. I was like, this is my Matrix Reloaded. Let's do this.
But
Drama in 10 minutes of fighting.
My big beef, the biggest thing I have with this reboot is this. What they've done, what Fox has done effectively is what you have on one side of the whole Marvel Universe thing is you have Marvel, who is sticking with the Marvel Universe as they should.
Yes.
So you have things like, but we're getting close to the Civil War, with the Avengers, which transitions into the next Ultimate Universe. So
yes,
we're getting there. Fox jumped it, like way before any of that was even possible to set up. They jump the Fantastic Four reboot into the Ultimate Fantastic Four comic series. What that means?
Oh, no.
What that means is the origin story is completely different. All right. Now in the original, everyone knows they went out in space to do experiments. They got hit by cosmic rays and they morphed into their selves. You know, and it's the first Marvel family of superheroes,
just like the Phoenix Saga, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the Ultimate version, the powers are gained, but they teleport into the negative zone, and the negative zone somehow affects their physiology, and they get these powers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're tampering with what people know and expecting them to just catch up to it. You know what I mean? So people are going to watch this and go, "Is this really Fantastic Four?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to come off as racist or anything, but Johnny Storm is a black man. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch is a black man, and okay, I get it. I get it. Ultimate Spider-Man was a black kid. I get it. All right, and whatever. That's perfectly fine. But like, dude, it's a family. That's the thing.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And what I think they're gonna do is they're gonna try to say like, oh, it's a stepbrother, or brother-in-law or something. I have no idea, but it's like, no, they were brother and sister. This was a family, minus Ben. They were a family.
I always tell people
Fox just fucked it all up.
What they're doing is what all these new movies are doing, adding shock factor.
Yes.
They're trying to get people to like, or because the new way of thinking with all these stupid hipsters and crap is that like we need to see something new. It needs to be fresh.
Yes.
Like, oh, he's black. Oh, that's so different. I'll come watch it. It's like if you made a movie about Abraham Lincoln and made him black. Like, what is the point? It does not change the story because of his skin color. Honestly, it does not. The storyline, the plot is written the exact same.
Yes.
No matter what his skin color is. So they are purposely and only doing it for that shock factor.
Yeah.
That's it.
It was written in the Marvel universe, though. It was written in the ultimate Marvel universe that he is black.
It's there, but it's like
my problem is that comes back around to the whole thing of saying that people are used to the Fantastic Four. Yeah. They are used to it. When you put this out there as a different version, there are a lot of people who don't know it about anything about the Ultimate Marvel Universe that are going to watch this and go, "Is this really Fantastic Four?
Well,
Is that what this? I mean, is this really like?
I understand
what are they doing?
though why they're doing it, because they already did the old version. There is a Fantastic Four. It was kind of poorly done. I understand, but I thought it was going to be like the Hulk. You know, there was a new Hulk movie every couple of years because they kept trying. You know, like, okay, well, let's try this, let's try that. Unfortunately, that failed every time. But I thought they were going to like try again. You know, like, okay, the first one was just we kind of know what's bad about it. Yeah, we can fix it. Here's the new one, guys. But no, they're like, here's just the new one. Like here's some crap you've never heard of before, but we're gonna call it Fantastic Four because you've heard that
title. If they made it Fantastic Four, like the 3 or whatever, and called it, you know, Revenge of Galactus or something, you know what I mean? Because he's just energy or whatever. And I mean, bring back something like that, you know what I mean? Because dude, the Silver Surfer, that was a letdown. You saw the outline of like eyes and a mouth for Galactus. It's like, no, dude, show it to me. How many times did they fight him? How many times? Like, come on. Again, it's, I don't know. I don't think, it doesn't look promising. It really doesn't.
And the thing that I hated the most is when I saw the trailer, these people looked like they were 20 years old.
Yeah. Like super, super young.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Fantastic was like 50, he was older. He was significantly older. He had gray hair.
No, he had the gray streaks because of the transformation.
Yes, but it's because it made him look prominent. When they originally designed him, he was designed to look like that rugged, science, older, like really intelligent character. Yes. So like that's why they put in the gray streak and they made him look a little bit older. And the whole storyline was based on his technology throughout his years of studying it, his years of progress, his years of like testing. This guy's like 20. Is he even out of freaking college yet? What has he done with his life?
Maybe we're gonna find
happen?
Maybe we're gonna find out later on that he was like slightly autistic. He's just a savant. Maybe that's the direction they're gonna go in.
I mean, and then it's just like, that's what I don't get. Like the whole point of the Fantastic Four is that they're all like this elite group of scientists who have been studying their whole lives to like find these like great things out, you know, but now they have superpowers, but then they're using the technology that they've used throughout their like 30 years experience to save the world. So like, where are they going with this? Like, what's going to happen? What is a bunch of 20-year-olds going to do?
But at 20, I think that what they're doing is they're saying that that's when they gain their powers, is at 20. Maybe you could see the potential there that, you know, if they gained it when they're 20, maybe then the other, you know, the comics were written later. I don't know. I have no idea.
I think it's just like a Teen Titans thing. They should just call it Teen Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't know. Again, it just looks a little.
Or what's that like show the cartoon they came out with the X-Men where it was like they were all in high school.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
X-Men Evolution.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll call it Fantastic Four Evolution.
But they keep switching it though. You know what I mean? They're like, give us another quality X-Men cartoon. Okay, that's fine. Don't give us a teenage X-Men cartoon because, again, according to the storyline, they were not together at that point. Yeah. Considering the X-Men started when Scott Summers was a teenager, but Scott Summers and Kitty were not at the same time because they're not the same age. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And that's what bothers me about these changes. Like, I don't mind changes. I don't want people to think I'm that old fart where I have to have everything the same as my childhood. Yeah.
But at least keep the continuity in it.
It's like, if you're going to redo it, don't make it like every other like teen comedy. Like when they redid Rogue, I'm like, okay, you're going to redo Rogue. I understand. Get the Southern Belle thing out of there. Cool. No, she's some pansy little emo kid who's so sad all the time. Like, I can't hug people. Okay, that's too dramatic. Yeah. You went from some Southern Belle who kicks ass, flies, throws trucks at people.
Who had Miss Marvel's power and was able to, like, do...
She was, like, the first in battle. Like, when shit went down, Rogue's like, I'm there. You know, boom.
Yeah.
To literally, a 180 is as big as a 180 can be. To someone who doesn't want to do anything, just wants to sit and cry. It's like, don't do that to me.
Can't do it.
You can change a few things, but That's not a change. That is
Yeah.
honestly not a change. That is a separate character with the same name.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and that's what I'm sick of them doing. And that's what it kind of feels like they're doing, like, every video. It's like, we'll just take the names and the superpowers, but then we'll just develop this, like, new movie. We could have made a whole new movie and not called it X-Men, but we're going to call it X-Men and use names to make money on it.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have done it better. I don't know. Again, I started thinking about the Days of Future Past movie.
I'm not even getting into that. That's a podcast in itself.
It's a whole different thing.
But that's what I feel like they're doing with this Fantastic Four. It's like they had a movie, but they didn't have any direction with it. They had no way of making money. So they're like, well, let's just call it Fantastic Four. And then we'll change a little bit of it to make it kind of seem like it's a Fantastic Four film. And then we'll make more money on it because it says Fantastic Four.
That's possible.
I mean, but they've been doing this even like since the days of like video games.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of like video games that are like Marvel games or like TV shows that were made for something else but then changed, like the newest Star Fox, the one where it's for the GameCube, where you're fighting dinosaurs and stuff. Have you seen that one?
I think
that
so.
actually was completely programmed and almost ready to sell on itself, called like Dino World or Dino Island, and then
They turned it into a Star Fox game.
Then Miyamoto went in there and said, hey, stop production real quick. Let's make this a Star Fox game, and we'll sell billions of copies of it. So all they did was a couple character sprite changes.
Yeah.
Add a few scenes where you're flying in the R-Wings or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And then it became a Star Fox game. That's why there's so many dinosaurs, and people are like,
Very
why
good.
am I running around
Very
on the
good.
ground riding dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Because you're playing a freaking dinosaur game.
Yeah.
And it just seems like they're taking that and now bringing it into the movies, where someone wrote a plot for something else.
And they're
You go,
like,
hold up.
that could be a Fantastic Four movie.
You're really close. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Make a few changes. Boom. New title,
I don't like it.
Well, like the Future Past, it almost seems like that's what happened. Like they had some kind of
Well, now here's the thing though.
Movie.
What bugs me about the Fantastic Four is at least in the Days of Future Past they reference the source material.
True.
They didn't. They did not. The director told the actors to not. I saw this quote online. They told them not to reference the source material. If you're going to play a comic book character, why wouldn't you go see how they act in the comic
in
book?
fact, in the comic world, you have more source material than I think any other
Ever.
medium that's ever existed. You got like 70 years of comics to go through on some of these characters.
Yes. Now, granted, the Ultimate Universe has only been around maybe 15 years or so.
Oh, yeah, that's a newer one.
Maybe 15. I'm not sure. Somebody correct me on that.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah. And on any other stupid shit that comes out of my mouth that I don't even know what I'm talking
That's why it's
about.
called Nerd Rage.
Yeah, I know.
Not NPR for nerds.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go see it. I don't know if I want to see it. At least with the Days of Future Past, at least I could follow some of it. Like, it had continuity to it. This, I feel like it's going to lose a lot because, now I'm going to have to go back and reread that comic, but they say they're not referencing the source material, so it's like you can't even compare it.
Yeah, so why make a movie?
Exactly. It's like saying that, you're going to make another Indiana Jones movie without ever having known of Indiana Jones.
It's like that was my point. Why call it Indiana Jones then?
Exactly.
Just make up your own damn movie. It seems like no one can do that anymore. Everyone writes plots and then they go, well, we can't have an original movie, so we have to figure out, what we can reboot and change a few things. It's like, quit ruining my childhood. Like,
Speaking of that,
make new movies, new memories.
Speaking of that, I heard the other day that Beetlejuice 2 is actually going to happen.
What?
Yeah. Beetlejuice 2 is actually going to happen.
And Tim Curry's going to come back?
With Michael Keaton.
Oh, that's right.
Tim Curry was it. Tim Curry was it.
I always get those two mixed up for some
reason.
Really? Just names.
Oh, okay.
Not faces.
Okay.
Just names.
I was going to say.
It's one of those things you ever have them like in your head.
Yes.
It just sticks.
Yeah.
As many times as people will correct you, you're just like, nope, this is what it is in my head. Kind of like I call everything like Jiffy Marts instead of like Circle K's. Because I had a Jiffy Mart growing up as a kid.
Okay.
It's called Jiffy Mart.
Every Mart is a Jiffy Mart?
It just naturally comes out. I'm like, dude, I need to go to the Jiffy Mart. And everyone looks at me weird.
Like, what the hell are you talking about?
So, yeah, sorry. Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, they're doing that. Winona Ryder confirmed it, that she'll be coming back as Lydia. I mean, how?
What's the plot then?
Right?
Because these people are old.
And Beetlejuice got swallowed by a sandworm.
Well, I wasn't even going that far with it. I was just going with like the elephant in the room. Like this is, like what, 20-some years later? These people do not look like those characters anymore.
Like a 50, 60-year-old Beetlejuice or something?
Yeah, like...
How do you get away with
that? He has a walker.
Yeah. Yeah, how do you get away with that? I don't know. It's going to take some very, very creative writing,
does like asthma inhalers, like, get rid of it? So if they go like, Beetlejuice,
yeah,
juice. Does that like ruin it? You got to start over. Like,
I would. I mean, I hope
take place in a nursing home.
I hope they would bring back Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis at least. That'd be cool. Okay, bring back as many people that are still alive as possible.
I'm not into that bring back thing. Just make a new one. Like if you're gonna do it, just make a new one.
Maybe it's Lydia's daughter.
Why do these old people have to be involved? Like I just like with the Star Wars thing. Like why does Mark Hamill have to be in it?
Nostalgia value.
But why?
Because I like the idea of it. I like the idea of, because the last episode, those are the characters that need to be picked up on. You have to follow that. If you replace that Luke Skywalker with there's another guy who's not Mark Hamill, then you're like, well, did this take place like 2 years after, Return of the...
yeah, but then why make...
Revenge of the Jedi?
Why make the movie then? Like, it's a new movie.
No, it's still Star Wars. It's just a continuation of...
But I'm not trying to get into a Star Wars thing here. I'm trying to get into a bringing back of people. Like, if you have a Beetlejuice 2, you don't have to continue a storyline. It can be someone else playing Beetlejuice. You can paint someone else's face white and be just fine.
But then just call it a reboot at that point.
But it doesn't have to be a reboot. It can be like literally like 30 years later, Beetlejuice is coming after a new family. We do not have to bring back these people. Like, they don't have to be part of anything. Like, just...
But then at the Star Wars point, like, you wouldn't want to bring back then... You wouldn't want Luke Skywalker back.
I didn't want to bring up Star Wars.
I know, but now I'm not.
Like, I was making an example. You're one of those people who now make a tangent comment on an example. No, I don't want a tangent. I don't give a shit about Star Wars in this case. I'm making an example.
I do care about Star Wars. It's all my life revolves around.
I just use that because it's the first thing that pops in my head. I'm a Star Wars fanboy.
Understood.
Just an example of like you can make a new plot.
I get your point.
You can make a new plot. Just make a new plot.
Yeah.
New people. Screw Baldwins. I don't, just leave them out.
But would you agree in the Beetlejuice scenario that would you prefer Michael Keaton to come back, or would you like somebody else who can just do the Beetlejuice voice to come back and do it?
Yeah, anyone. Just it doesn't matter because it's not something. Because here's what happens: you bring back these old people. Now you have to bring back those old characters. So now you've limited your plot. You have to. You have to go with what's happened. You have to go with what could have happened to these characters. Whereas it would just be
you can make up any story for anyone new. Yeah,
just have them hunt someone else. Even keep the same house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's new people that live there. The old characters sold the house. They're gone.
Yeah.
They're done. We don't need them. Okay, here's the new family. It's not a hard concept, you know? And it leaves all these different ways for the plot to go. But you're still keeping the same reason why people like the first one. It was about him haunting these people.
Yes.
It wasn't because of that specific actor haunting these specific actors.
Yeah.
So if you just replace everybody, no harm.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. I get it. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to go on the record to say that there are some movies I feel like could be redone, and I would like to toss this idea out there.
What you got?
I think if Jim Carrey took on the role of Jack in The Shining, for some reason I think that would be good.
I think if he can pull off his old character,
kind of,
then yeah,
because he's
getting old.
He's really good. Yeah, but
I don't think he's got the energy and the movement. Like
I think he does have. I think he has it in him because I've seen some of his serious stuff, and that when Jack starts going nuts in the movie, I could see Jim Carrey doing. I don't know.
No, you're right. I am totally with you. Like he would probably be my number one pick too, but only if he can pull off
Yeah.
the Jim Carrey that we're all expecting.
Yes.
You know, that's one of those things like he's old. I don't know what he's
He doesn't need to be
capable of
goofy,
doing yet.
because that's a serious role.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You know. But I don't know. That's my 2 cents on that matter. I have no idea.
That's the only movie you can think of.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, I mean, the rest
nice
of
topic.
Yeah, thanks. The rest of them I'm fine with, you know. I'm okay with it.
We're a 30-second topic kind of podcast.
Yeah,
here.
boom, boom, boom. Rapid fire.
Like a machine gun of useless crap.
They tried to make The Shining again. They tried to remake it, and it was shit. It was complete shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they tried
Yeah,
to
they
remake
did.
it.
Oh, God. Oh, God. It was horrible. It was horrible, horrible. I don't know.
You know what movie I've always said that they should remake is...
Brokeback Mountain's a little too soon.
No, Bob.
Which movie?
Nah, you just gave me a brain fart. Now I forget the name of the damn movie. But, it's one of those, like, Disney movies that Disney shouldn't have made.
Animated?
Flight of the Navigator.
Flight of the Navigator. I've never even heard of that one, I don't think.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Flight of the Navigator. What the hell is that?
Oh, well then you need to watch it. It's it's an older Disney movie. I forget when it was made. I mean, we can look it up. It's probably like it's either the 80s or the 90s. 1978. Like yeah, it's pretty old.
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
Yeah, it's like it's about this boy who like gets knocked out but then like ends up on like a spaceship.
Huh.
And he like the spaceship teaches him how to like control it and fly it, and he actually becomes like
the navigator.
The navigator, yeah.
What?
Or what? And it's just like, but it's a really good like family sci-fi film.
Yeah.
That like, if you saw it, I guess you would. You don't have the reference point, but those who have saw it would probably agree with me. If we had today's technology, that movie would be absolutely amazing. It would be, if done right, it would be
I'm not a fan of Disney,
blockbuster.
though. I must say that.
That's the big thing.
I do not like Walt Disney.
Disney made it a little too family.
Yeah.
But if someone else took on this project, it could be really cool. Because it is about, like, they see the ship. It's not one of those things where it's like, there's two different worlds going on.
Yeah.
No, people are, like, he lands this ship and the government takes it and it's part of the room and he like there's a scene where like he has to like sneak into the government thing, get in the ship and bust out of there and everyone's like looking and it's on the news. So like there's a really good plot there where like people are aware of this ship and they're aware that this 12-year-old kid is controlling it, but no one knows what's going on except him.
Okay.
But you see what's going on because you're inside the ship with them, so you know what's going on.
Yeah.
So like it's just it has the potential to be like a great remake in the right hands.
Interesting. I'll have to check out the original.
And then I always thought, because I'm a gamer and I'm stupid, but I know, The Wizard. I don't know if you remember The Wizard, where it's about it's about how this little kid, I think he's autistic. They don't really say, but like he's really really good at like Nintendo. This is when Nintendo came out. Pretty much The Wizard is a big advertisement for Nintendo. Okay, that's all it is.
All right,
but it's kind of cool. It's about this kid who's really good at video games. But he's young. I forget, like 10 years old or something. So his brother, being a little bit older, not much, just a little bit, kind of goes, well, we need to get you to the Nintendo competition that's going on. So it's like this Odysseus journey.
It's like the over-the-top of Nintendo games. It's Stallone arm wrestling hit of the Nintendo world.
Pretty much.
He needs to rise to the top.
It's this, this Odysseus quest of coming from this little house that no one knows to this big gaming convention. So then he takes like his two friends and they make this journey. The whole time you're wondering how a bunch of 12-year-olds are making this journey. Doing this. But then like, along the way he finds these other guys. He makes a rival where, like he beats them. There's got to be that conflict, But then like you get to this thing and it's this big competition and they're playing Mario 3.
Nice.
But I think like with the way that all these like Evo championships are, with these huge grandiose things, I really think that would be kind of a cool remake idea if someone did it right.
Yeah,
like
that could be.
This guy's no, don't make it 12-year-old kids. Make it like someone who like spends their time and really like is part of a clan and they make video.
Yeah, like a group of guys in their 20s or something.
Like
you know what I mean?
Update it. Like make it like a new like Call of Duty. As much as I hate that game, I think it would make a good
Yeah.
For this kind of script, like him coming up being like this random kid who's just really good at Call of Duty. Everyone's like, oh shit, I want him on my team.
Yeah.
And then there's a rival team, and they meet each other in a competition.
I just keep thinking in my mind it's like a mash between Over the Top and What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
There you go.
That sounds hysterical.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape? There's a name drop for
Let's make that movie happen.
Oh, jeez.
God, that'd be great. I don't know, but until then, I think we're out of stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about.
Are we out?
Minecraft.
But, all right, let's do it. I didn't know. I have no idea.
I just saw it's just a small.
What's going on with it?
On my news feed, I saw that this group, they're called the West Cross Craft. They have 125 people who are dedicating their time to use Minecraft to recreate the Game of Thrones, like all the scenery.
The world of the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like if you were to get into the world of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And it irks me.
Okay.
I'm not upset, I'm not going there, but it irks me that like this was a game where you crafted things out of materials that you've collected. It was a video game. You walk around, you pick on something, you get something, you make something.
Yeah.
Now, okay. But these people are taking it to like an extreme it doesn't need to be done. Why does there need to be a team of 125 people to recreate Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Like why does this need to exist? I mean, it's cool. It's,
I guess just to say it does exist.
Why? Like there's no point. Say when they finish, they're like, hey, look what we've done.
Okay. Yeah, good for you, That's a good job.
But that, okay, so you spent... You took 125 people, spent all this time, all this to get...
Yeah, just a round of applause.
Like, congratulations. What are you doing now? Oh, no.
The next one. We're going to start the next castle.
How many of you lost your real jobs to do this?
Yeah.
And that's why it irks me. It's like, why do these things need to exist? Because there's so much, things that could be done that make something better, or to if you got 125 people who are that experienced in that, make a new game,
right?
How it takes half that amount of people to make a game. There's indie games that are done by 2 people. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And they're great indie games where people will spend up to $20 on an indie game. Yeah, 125 people make a freaking game.
Yeah.
At least you can sell it, make some money, and people might like what you do. You might make a franchise out of it.
And that sounds like just an online Lego thing anyway, so that would be a new game. Because there is a Lego Builder out there, but there's no game application for it.
There you go. See, but
ideas.
That's my point. Is so many people waste so many hours of their lives just doing something that's not worth it. And I know that's where the feedback's going to kick my ass, because people are going to be like, "Why you play this stuff?"
I'm out.
Yeah. But I'm not looking for that outcome. I do it because I have free time and I have nothing else to do. These people, this takes a while. These people are replacing their lives with this for nothing.
Yeah.
Literally nothing. They can't sell this. They don't have the rights to Minecraft.
Yeah.
There's just nothing to come out of this. It'd be like if I just took a bunch of people's trash and made this big sculpture in the back of my yard, and they go, "Look what I did."
They're gonna be like, "Wow, that's great."
Okay, good for you. Now what are you gonna do with it? Throw it away?
Yeah.
It's like, why? But this is a grand scale. That's one person wasting one amount of time. 125 people
wasting hours and hours, days and days of
to create
time.
a fantasy world. This is a fictional story from a TV show. It'd be one thing if you're recreating New York. That might be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
A Google Earth version on Minecraft. Now, that has some application to it. This is Game of Thrones. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Well, Game of Thrones people give a shit. I don't know.
No, because most of the people who watch Game of Thrones don't get into Minecraft. There is that overlapping. If you drew the Venn diagram, there'd be that overlapping. But most of the people would be on the side of just, I like drama television.
Yeah.
That's why they watch it. They don't play Minecraft. So this is a very niche market that these people are wasting all their time on.
I don't know. I couldn't get into it. I've never played Minecraft, so I've seen it. I've seen it a bunch. I know what it's about, but
it's the same reason why I don't have a smartphone. I just don't want to. There's certain things that I just don't want to get into because of fear that I might become one of those people.
It's glued to it.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. That sucks.
See, it happens. Now, I'm a
It
strong
does.
individual, so I think like even if I got one, I might be able to just be cool with it.
It's so easy to do anything.
But it's a gateway. It's like a gateway drug.
It is.
You know.
It is.
So some people can handle the gateway drug and go, no, I
can't.
don't want any more. Some people just don't have that strength.
I don't.
So I don't want to risk that. And two, it's time consuming. So
Yeah.
I'm taking away time from something else that I already love and enjoy
Yeah.
to replace it with something that instead of enjoying, I'm just hooked to.
Yeah.
Because that's what Minecraft is. People like the end result. Because what it is, it's one big grind. It's grind all this crap so I can make something and spend all this time making it. And then, oh, look, cool. So now I'm wasting all this time on something that I'm only going to enjoy for a little bit if I were to get into Minecraft.
Yeah.
Instead of enjoying all that time doing something I already enjoy.
Yeah.
So,
Understandable. I can see that.
That's one of those things I'll just put into the realm of no thank you.
Yeah. I'd agree. I wouldn't want to waste the time on that.
Yep. So I'm out. That's all I got.
That's all you got? That's all I got.
Unless you want to BS on something else. But since no one wants to leave any comments about what they would want us to talk about, so I guess we'll just end it here.
We will. And hopefully we actually hear some responses back from these people. Cool. That would be, that'd be great.
Yeah, why not? If you want to hear us talk about something, we'll do it. Just, you gotta, like, comment and... Well, I mean, sometimes I have these dreams where, like, I use osmosis and read all of your minds and know what you want to talk about. But, that happens never.
If you could teach me how to do that, that'd be great.
God, if I can do that, I wouldn't be doing this.
Oh, touche, salesman. Touche.
All right.
All right, well, for Nerd Rage, I'm Bob Rivers.
Adam OS.
You guys have a good one.
Peace.